morning, Lancers. I'm Joy.
And I'm Abby.
And this is MHS Voice.
The Lancer Theater Company has a strong history of putting on popular and challenging shows, including Chicago, Hairspray, and Cats. They will be continuing this tradition by taking on Tony Award-winning musical Pippin. It's chock full of magic, merriment, lust, murder, holy war, and a conclusion that's justly famous throughout the civilized world. You can catch the first act during the school day on December 1st during second period, but come out to see the show on December 3rd, 4th, and 5th at 7 p.m. And be sure to keep an eye out for the iconic Lancer Theater Company mascot, the armadillo, on stage during the show.
Driver's education is a huge part of a student's high school career. In order to get your license here at Manchester High School, there's a process that you have to go through. Here's Kayla with the story.
Driver's education is a huge part of the average teenager's life, but it is a very complex process.
Well, first you have to take the driver's education classroom here at school or through vedettes. Then you have to get your learner's permit and practice a lot. Drive a lot. Drive, get out there with your parents and drive.
After practicing your driving skills with your legal guardian, you may go to Mr. Bayuk and bring your learner's permit, your check for $210, and your parent permission form to sign up for Behind the Wheel.
After they sign up, they get on the list and they'll be notified by their instructor by phone or by note in class when their start date is, and they could start at either 5:30 in the morning or they could start after school.
Many students are unaware of what really occurs during the Behind the Wheel instruction.
Lane changes, we work on lane position, we work on following distance, we work on mixing with traffic on busy roads.
The main goal of the instructor is making sure that students are aware of their surroundings and not focusing on just one thing. Students debate the differences between private institutions and the driver's ed here at school, but Mr. Bayuk assures MHS that there is a difference.
Take it here at school, you're being taught by teachers that have teaching degrees and years of experience, and they look at it as their job to teach you to improve and give you points on how to improve rather than someone in the private world where you're not sure about what kind of training they have.
For all students wanting to know more information, please go visit Mr. Bayuk in room E135. For MHS Voice, this is Kayla reporting.
So Joy, how do you feel about the faculty closing up the pool on the roof for the winter?
I'm actually really upset about it. You know, I kind of wish they would move it from the roof to the gym. We sent out Sarah to see how people felt about moving the pool from the roof to the gym. Okay, so you know obviously the pool on the roof. They're thinking about moving it into the gym and putting it under the basketball court. How, do you think that's a good idea, or?
I really like where it's at now. It's easy access, but maybe in the gym it'll be better access. We can just get to it, you know.
Yeah, and then you could do it. Then you could do it in the winter, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Indoor pool. It's a great idea.
All right.
That's a genius idea.
Okay, well, that's what we thought too. Yeah, so it's good.
Well, I mean, in the winter, I don't like swimming out there when it's cold. So it's actually going to benefit me when in the winter I'm swimming and it's not like really frigid out there. So when it's under the gym, it's going to be really nice. You know?
Oh, I think, yeah, putting the pool down in the basement is a much better idea. Yeah, and what if there's a leak up in the roof?
Exactly, that's what we were thinking.
Absolutely, put it in the basement.
I think it's cool because you can dive in like from the roof down into the gym, so it'd be like a bigger jump.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think they should keep it on the roof.
Yeah, why?
Because when you want to be outside while swimming?
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll tell them that. Thank you. So we've been hearing some rumors around the school that they're going to try to move the pool on the roof to the gym under the basketball courts. Now, you're the athletic guy. Do you think that's a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, you know, I want to straighten something out. The pool is actually under the bus parking lot, and you access it through the career center and the guidance department.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone knew that.
No, most people think it's on the roof.
No. That was the original blueprint, but it was actually put under the bus loop.
Oh, well, we have some fact checking to do. Thank you so much.
Halloween may have ended, but something scarier awaits many seniors, figuring out how to pay for college. Here's Hope with the story.
Financial aid is a big concern for most college-bound students. MHS Voice sat down with Mrs. Morris Nothnagel to find out what students could do to get assistance in attending college with minimal debt.
Kids in Virginia, they can see the GRASP representative. And for Manchester, she's here on, Lisa Herbert, she's here every Thursday. And I think she's like the walking encyclopedia of financial aid.
GRASP is a non-profit organization whose mission is to help students create an educational plan by helping high schoolers find financial aid that fits their needs.
So I'm going to have to rely on financial aid and loans to go anywhere. I spoke with the financial aid advisor here in Manchester, and she said that would be in my best economical interest to go to John Tyler, because it will save me lots of money from student debt.
Aside from the GRASP representative, it's suggested that students use Google to try and find other scholarship services, like fastweb.com, financialaidfinder.com, scholarships.com, and many other websites devoted to helping students.
I think that a lot of times kids think that it's going to be brought to them, and they have to seek it out. The people who are in charge of scholarships, the adults will get fussed at because you didn't bring it to my student. Well, you have to search it out, and that's part of the growing up process.
Some students don't seek out scholarships because they have the misconception that they won't fit the criteria.
I'm not going to get any scholarships. I'm not that intellectual.
The average kid gets lost, and a lot of times that money doesn't go used because people think that scholarship means you have to be a great athlete or, a great academic. And there's scholarships out there. There's one right now for you write an essay about a fire sprinkler. There's no GPA requirement or anything, and it's a $2,000 scholarship. If your essay wins, $2,000.
Mrs. Morris Nothenagel also recommends keeping organized to keep from getting stressed out.
I give a lot of my students, and I think the other counselors do too, it's the college application organization chart, but you can make one for financial aid too. When is the FAFSA due? When is my meeting with the GRASP representative? And make a list of the different scholarships and the deadlines so you can just make a graph and stay on top of it.
Although the process is very tedious, it can save students thousands in debt if they put forth the effort. From MHS Voice, this is Hope reporting.
On October 27th, clips from this disturbing video went viral as a 15-year-old female student at Spring Valley High School was forcefully ripped out of her chair, handcuffed, and removed from class by school resource officer Ben Fields. The officer was first suspended, then later completely removed from his position at Spring Valley High School. Public opinion about the video varied, some saying that the officer's actions were justifiable because the student didn't comply to school rules, while others were completely disgusted at the officer's violent actions. I asked a few students and faculty their opinion on this intense video.
Well, I think it's important in a school setting for adults to not put their hands on students and not be in students' personal space.
I think he should have he should have took her out of the class, but I don't think he should have took her out of class like that.
I just feel like the SRO should be trained more into letting the students, trying to learn how to handle the students properly instead of using excessive force without trying to hurt the student.
I feel like the person had multiple chances to leave and get up out of their seat, like they were asked by the teacher and then by the principal and even the officer that came in to ask her to leave, and she refused in all accounts, and the officer said, are you going to get out of your seat or am I going to have to force you? And after a given chance, he forced her out of the seat.
Even if a student isn't complying, that sucks for them, but to think that kind of force is necessary is disgusting, and I'm glad he got fired, and I think that he should be pursued legally for doing that.
Like, what student isn't a little rebellious in a way? And so she was just texting on her phone and wouldn't put it away or give it to him. So there was no need for him to even come, really.
So I think that the cop went a little too far in his actions and that he was too aggressive and that he could have harmed the student. But I do think that sometimes physical restraint is necessary as long as it's not harming the student.
The Lancer Theater Company is also hosting auditions for the student-directed one-acts on Monday and Tuesday, the 16th and 17th of November. So be sure to come out with a prepared monologue if you're interested.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and be sure to tune in next week for another installment of MHS Voice.